So I've started to do this a couple times, and I just made it more and more complicated for myself. So I said, screw it. I'm just gonna do it real simple. Hey, welcome to the D. Louise Bookshoes. I'm Christina, KRSTINA. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy stuff going on here. And wait a second. I want to thank Selena for sticking in, and my Joy. I forget. Don't hold me to it. For also sticking in with me. So I was thinking, January, starting new, all the towels and blankets and sheets. We always have a white sale. BENNETT linens, get rid of the old, bring in the new year, change your sheets, change your towels, that kind of stuff. So I got to thinking about construction, and I've been thinking about doing this one for a couple of different times. And the fact, in researching this, there's 2 or 3 of these that will show up on the channel in, let's say, March or April of this year. So look forward to those. But, so we're doing construction. Some of these are cozy mysteries. Some of these of contemporary romance. Some of these are a little on the scary side. Oh, what did I do with that? I keep losing this book. So, let's get to it. So we have, a cozy. And I was going to pull out all the Flashback Monday or the Romantic Times Book of Few stuff, and it got to be too much. So I'm sorry I don't have those. Some of these are newer. Carpenter Whitney Whitaker and her cousin Buck are hot for historical property that has just come on the market. A fire station in Nashville's Germantown neighborhood was built nearly a century ago. The cousins have just begun interior demolition at the fire station when Joanna Hartzell, who lives in a townhouse around the corner, comes by with a plea for help. Joanna owns the right half of her building, which she proudly maintains in perfect condition, while the left side falls in disrepair. The 7 adult children who inherited years ago refused to lift a finger on repairs. No one to turn down a challenge, Whitney and Buck managed to acquire the rundown townhouse. Though it turns out Joanna is only one of many neighbors interested in buying the property once they've worked their magic. When Joanna drops dead at the fire station, alarms go off for Whitney. She suspects, and someone evil could be the cause. Could she and her fiancé Colin put the clues together to find the killer? Oh, this is one of the ones that I had the RT for. But this is Wall to Wall Dead, Jenny Bentley. Avery and her partner Derek are fixing up a cute little condo in homey Waterfield, Maine, hoping for a quick turnaround and some extra money. It seems like a simple project, and Avery's looking forward to using her big city experience with small spaces. But they didn't expect to have their every move watched by the resident busybody in the condo, Hilda Shore, who loves snooping on everyone's coming and goings. When the busybody becomes a dead body, Avery suspects foul play. She's soon doing some snooping of her own, and it seems everyone in the complex has a secret. Could one of them be worth killing for? Avery needs to work fast before someone decides to fix her for good. Okay. Echo Lake, CARLA NEGGERS, contemporary romance. Heather Sloan has landed a dream job, the renovation of Vic Scandley's stately 1912 home overlooking the icy waters of Echo Lake in Knightsbridge, Massachusetts. It's the perfect project for family business, but for once Heather is in charge, and she likes being in charge. Diplomatic Service Security Agent Brody Hancock left Knightsbridge at 18, a few steps ahead of arrest and the wrath of Heather's older brothers. Though Brody has never planned to return, Vic, a retired diplomat and friend, needs his help. Staying at Vic's guest house makes it impossible to avoid running into Sloan at every turn, especially Heather. Seeing her again has affected Brody more ways than he wants to admit. Will they get together? Shades of Wrath. De Caprice du Luca. Um, thanks, Thanks to a wealthy patron, Kismet's Women's Shelter Sunrise Tomorrow has inherited a rundown mansion. Now the shelter's director, Wendy Newcomb, wants Caprice decorating experience. Caprice is happy to help, but when she glimpses a few heated encounters between Wendy and some locals, she fears that Wendy may be in need of protection herself. When Wendy is found dead inside the old house, Caprice is compelled to poke around into affairs and discovers she had her share of enemies. Now with countless clients, a TV gig that could make her a household name, and rumors of a marriage proposal on the way, Caprice must find some time to design an investigation that will lure a crafty killer into the open. We may be reading these soon. Look for these. There's quite a few of these that are going to show up on my channel. It's quite a few of these. It's but this one too. Oh shoot. This was another one I had for RT. Melanie Turner has made quite a name for herself remodeling historic houses in San Francisco Bay Area, but now her reputation may be on the line. At her newest project, a rundown Pacific Heights mansion, Mel is visited by the ghost of a colleague who recently met a bad end with power tools. Mel hopes that by nailing the killer, she can rid herself of the ghostly presence of the murdered man and not end up a construction casualty herself. Now, this I read, even though this is a food one, and I also read her bicycle one, Mac Mackenzie. She does all the Cape Cod murders, and she owns a bike shop. But this is the food side of it. This is a different series, but I picked this one up because it has construction in it. So it's Flip for Murder, Maddie Day. And nursing a broken heart, Robbie Jordan is trading in her life on the West Coast for the rolling hills of southern Indiana. After paying a visit to her Aunt Adele, she fell in love with the tiny town of Southlake. And when she spots a for sale sign on a rundown country store, she decides to snap it up and put her skills as a cook and carpenter to use. Everyone in town shows up for the grand reopening of Pans and Pancakes, but when the mayor's disagreeable assistant is found dead, Robbie realizes that not all press is good press. Although they say no news is, if you're going to advertise and it's bad advertisement, it's still advertisement. So, let's see. Oh, I want to get to that one later. Alright, I'll get to that one later. Alright, a little on the scary side, and I plan on reading this one. So look for this end of February, I think, on the channel. Rachel Harrison, Play Nice. I've got this. This is going to be into my... It's going to go from the construction pile to the to-be-read pile. Alright. Silo Louise Barnes leads a picture-perfect life as a stylist and influencer, but the glossy veneer she harbors a not-so-glamorous secret. She grew up in a haunted house. Well, not haunted, possessed. After Silo's parents' messy divorce, her mother Alex moved Silo and her sisters into a house occupied by a demon, or so Alex claimed. That's not what Silo's sisters remember or what the court determined when they stripped her of custody after she went off the deep end. But Alex was insistent. She even wrote a book about her experience in the house. After Alex's sudden death, the supposedly possessed house passes to Cleo and her sisters. Where her sisters see childhood traumas, Cleo sees an opportunity for house-flipping content. Only as the home makeover process begins, Cleo discovers there might be some truth to her mother's claims. As memories resurface and Cleo finally reads her mother's book, the presence in the house becomes more real and more sinister, revealing ugly truths that threaten to shake Cleo to her foundation. So maybe reading this one. contemporary modern romance, tools of engagement. You know, I've said it, and I've said it over and over again. D. Louise book series, If Then. This is If Then 90, or no, over 100. I think this is over 100 by now. Stop Googling. Stop Googling. You want homicide, you want lawyer, you want detective, you want Scotland Yard, African American authors, Native American authors, which I'm gonna redo that because I found quite a few authors I didn't know about since then. Homicides, detectives. I'm working on some more detective ones. Vampires, werewolves, dragons, men in kilts, books that make you swoon. Check out my If Thens before Googling across the world. So, hair, makeup, clothing, decor, everything in Bethany's castle world is organized, planned, and styled to perfection. The homes she designs for her family real estate business are the most coveted in town. The only thing not perfect, her track record with men. So she's on a dating hiatus, and now she finally has time to focus on her dream. Flip a house from framework to furnishings all by herself. Except her older brother runs the company and won't take her seriously. When a TV producer gets wind of the castle siblings rivalry, they're invited to an on-flip-off a competition to see who can do the best renovation. Bethany wants bragging rights, but she needs a crew, and the only member of her brother's construction team willing to jump ship is Wes Daniels, the new guy in town. However, Wes' Texas drawl and handsome face got under Bethany's skin on day one, and the last thing she needs is some cocky young cowboy in her way. But as they work together, their hearts grow fonder. Where can you find a list like this? I'm interested in construction romances or construction cozy mysteries. Come to the D. Louise book series. You know how hard it was to find all these books? This is another one that may be read. This series. I'm going to look into it. Sheila Connolly, The Secret Staircase. Kate is feeling good about her plans to recreate Asheboro, Maryland as the Victorian village it once was. The town is finally on her side and the finances are coming. Her first goal is to renovate the Barton mansion on the outskirts of town. Luckily, it's been well maintained in the century since the wealthy Henry Barton lived and died there. The only substantial change Kate's planning is to update the original kitchen so that it can be used to cater events in the building. But when the contractor gets started, he discovers a hidden staircase that has been walled in years earlier. And as Kate's luck would have it, there's a body in the stairwell. After her initial shock wears off, Kate is relieved when the autopsy reveals the man had died in 1880. Unfortunately, it also reveals that this was not a natural death. He was murdered. Need to find out who did it. I'm looking forward to these. Another contemporary romance, Renovated to Death. After a successful season of Domestic Partners chronicling the renovation of the historic Craftsman Colonial, Peter and JP are taking on a renovation at a local Tudor revival, inherited by identical twin brothers Terry and Tom Cash. But linoleum floors and a pink tile bathroom aren't the only unwelcome surprises awaiting the house. Just as the show is set to start filming, Peter and JP discover Tom Cash dead at the foot of the house staircase, and when the police ruling changes from accidental death to homicide, the list of suspects grow fast. Could the killer be the crabby next-door neighbor, the realtor ex-boyfriend, the bartender ex-boyfriend, the other much younger ex-boyfriend, or even renovation-reluctant brother Terry? And what's that awful smell coming from the basement? Now Peter's mystery writer skills and JP's experience as a former star of a cop show will be put to the test, as will their relationship when they uncover the secrets of the house and its owners. And there's a killer on the loose. Another one that I'm thinking of reading, The Haunting of Blackwood House. As the daughter of spiritualists, Mara's childhood was filled with seances and scam mediums. Now she's ready to start over with her fiance Neil, far away from the superstitions she's learned to loathe. But her past isn't willing to let her go so easily, and neither is Blackwood House. When Mara and Neil purchased the derelict property, they were warned that ever since the murder of the original property owner, things have changed. Strange shadows stalk the halls, doors creak open by themselves, voices whisper in the night, and the watchful eyes follow her every move. But Mara is convinced she can't possibly be in danger. Or could she? Contemporary romance. This is a good list. This has got everything. It's got contemporary romance. It's got cozy mysteries. It's got slightly scary. Moderate scary. Not Koontz or King scary, but a little. People keep a house alive, not the other way around. Alex Proctor has seen the truth of this in every empty, rundown property she's bought and renovated since her divorce almost 3 years ago. She's also experienced the thrill of making each one into a home. Her newest project is a dilapidated century-old house just a few blocks from Geneva Lake, Wisconsin. Time and neglect, along with rats and raccoons, have ravaged it inside and out. Only Alex can see the beauty of what it once was and might become again. In just a few weeks, by the time the cicadas make their scheduled reappearance after 17 years underground, the house should be ready to sell. In the meantime, there are construction disasters and surprises to contend with. Amid overgrown grounds and rooms brimming with debris, Alex finds treasure pocket doors, hardwood floors hidden beneath layers of linoleum grime, and carved initials that reveal a long-ago love involving Alex's elderly neighbor Louise and another cicada summer. At the same time, Alex finds herself searching for a way to reconcile her new life with the lingering feelings for her ex-husband. Low Country Lost. T.I. Lowe. Elvis prides herself on being able to fix just about anything, except her past. Unable to put the puzzle of her life together, she pours heart and soul into making neglected places whole again. As the owner of Low Country Lost, Everly spends her days in hot pink Carhartt overalls and a two-belt reclaiming Low Country's properties. Making them beautiful again releases the seep dye that soothes the hurt she holds. Avalee's latest project takes her to tiny somewhere South Carolina, a long abandoned town. She ignores its ghostly folklore but can't miss the shock of hearing the familiar Irish brogue that materializes on the job site, the voice of the man she never wanted to see again. Rowan Murray is a structural engineer hired by investors to oversee the redevelopment of the quaint town Avalee is bringing back to life. Once upon a time, he was the man who knew Avalee better than anyone else, or so he thought. Turns out he was wrong. Neither of them were prepared for what happened between them 6 years ago. And now they gotta work together, work through their differences, and find their way back to each other. This is another series that I'm gonna look into, that I'm gonna start. Buying a beachfront fixer-upper to lease out to Eastport. Maine's burgeoning tourist crowd seems like a good idea to Jake Tiptree and her best friend Ellie White. But working double time as landladies to a coven of wannabe witches isn't what they had in mind. And it only gets worse when Jake is called out one stormy night to make a repair and stumbles on a dead body in the utility shed. A small-time thief and street preacher with a particularly violent message, the deceased was no favorite of Jake's nor of anyone else in Eastport. But what's he doing shot to death on Jake's property? Jake's bewitching tenants, including an ex-cop, a conman, and a mute teenage girl, claimed to have been too busy conjuring spells to have heard anything. But then a member of the coven disappears. See what happens. Oh, I missed it. Wait a second. Shoot. Oh, I can't believe I screwed up like that. I want to go back. Wait a second. Okay, I didn't screw up yet. Alright. Barely Even Friends, May Bennett. Bellamy Price has just offered the job of a lifetime, lead contractor on a restoration of the mysterious and sprawling Killington estate. If she meets the owner's ridiculous timeline, she'll finally make a name for herself in this male-dominated industry. But when she rolls up her sleeves, slips on her suspenders, and shows up at the crumbling mansion, Bellamy finds the estate very much occupied. After a traumatic car accident that left his parents dead and himself injured, Oliver Killington, heir to the Killington Empire, took up residence as the grumpy caretaker of his grandfather's mansion. None too pleased by the presence of the hammering, wielding woman who's moved into his house, Oliver tries to block her at every turn. When Bellamy discovers Oliver's facing his own ultimatum from his grandfather, the two form a cautious truce, which leads to flying sparks. Okay. I will. I have this one in RT also, I think. But I love this. I've used this book I took this book out to do this video weeks ago, and then it didn't work out, and I changed my mind and I went someplace else. But now I'm back here. I love this. I'm gonna read this series. So maybe July of August of this year, look for it. But I'm gathering up the books. It's taken a little bit. But I just love this title. The Chocolate Shark Shenanigans. I just love it. Who would think? When a house near Lee and Joe's home goes up for sale, the couple teams up with Lee's aunt and uncle to buy it, remodel it, and resell it. But after the owners of the house, the Baileys, accept their offer, a local developer, Richard Spud's Dirk, suddenly swoops in with a higher one, and it seems their dreams might be snatched away. But when a long-hidden gun is found behind a pipe in the Baileys' basement, Lee begins to suspect a mystery is afoot, and when Spud turns up dead in the Baileys' carport a few days later, it comes clear there's something rotten at the foundation. Okay. And you'd never expect it, but Mary Kate Andrews has also done renovations or construction. Heidi Kavanaugh went to work restoring homes for Kavanaugh and Son Restorations at 18, married the boss's son at 20, and became a widow at 25. Now she's passionate about her work, but that's the only passion in her life. Never fall in love with anything that can't love you back is the advice her father-in-law gives her. But Hattie doesn't follow it and falls head over heels for a money pit of a house. She's determined to make it work, but disaster after disaster occurs, and Hattie's dream might cost Kavanaugh and Son their livelihood. Hattie needs money and fast. When a smooth Hollywood producer shows up in her hometown of Savannah, she gets a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to star in a beach house renovation reality show called The HOMEWRECKERS. Cast against a male lead who may be a love interest or may be the ultimate antagonist. Soon there's more at stake than bad pipes and dry rot. During the demolition, evidence comes to light that points to the mysterious disappearance of a young wife and mother years before. With a world-weary detective investigating the case, an arsonist on the loose, two men playing with her emotions, and layer upon layer of vintage wallpaper causing havoc, it's a question of who will flip, who will flop, and if Hattie will ever get her happily ever after. How can you not? What an eclectic list of books that have a commonality of construction. Who'd have thought? No. Did I do? I didn't do her. Okay. So I am working on gathering these up to read these. I love Kate Carlisle. So we're gonna do Kate Carlisle. Shannon is about to embark on one of the biggest projects of her career. Her best friend Jane Hennessy has purchased one wing of the Gables, formerly the Old State Insane Asylum, located on Beulah Hills, a mile north of Lighthouse Cove. Jane plans to turn her section into a luxury hotel complete with ocean view rooms, a spa, and a restaurant. Shannon is raring to get started on the enormous job and is shocked when a group of protesters shows up at the ground-breaking ceremony. She's even more freaked out when someone pushes her into a pile of bricks in a closed-off room of the asylum. Despite her close call, Shannon wants nothing more than to get back to work until she finds a body not far from where she was pushed. Okay, so my Romantic Times book review magazine that we love so much. In May of 2016, we did an article. I don't know how well this is. My computer is absolutely horrible. With the lighting situation here. But I'll just hold this up here, see if you can read it. This is what started. This is what gave me the idea. This was my inspiration for this construction episode. And the number of books, I mean, you would not expect all these construction books. I've given you a cozies, a little scary, contemporary romance, a variety of books that all have in common the commonality of construction. It's just awesome. That's why the D. Louise book series is the way to go. D. Louise book series, if then. I'm telling you, just if then. So, between their witty banter and undeterminable chemistry, it's safe to say that Jennifer Probst's new real estate hero and heroine have been pre-approved for fans of contemporary romance. Everywhere and Every Way, out May 31st from Gallery, tells the story of Caleb, a Pierce brother who spearheads of the family contracting company, and Morgan, an interior designer set on being part of the team. As they begin tackling the Rosenthal's dream home, a connection between them unfolds. The author, an avid RT16 fangirl with plans for readers' parties and panel discussions in Vegas, sat down with us to discuss not only the start of the Billionaire Builder series, but what she loves about the genre. So there it is. 2-page spread. Construction. Would you think that this was a construction book by the cover? So, Kate, Jennifer Probst, Kate Carlisle, Joanna Carl, the chocolate lady, Mary Kate Andrews, SHEILA, Sarah Graves. Hey, you authors out there, I'm giving you free publicity. Somebody hit the like and subscribe for me. Rachel Harris, May Bennett, Tessa Bailey, Sheila Connolly, and much, much more. Happy Friday, happy construction, happy romance, happy cozy mystery. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good one.